Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today we are going to do the same thing that we did yesterday, and that is revisit an old archetype that got a little bit better thanks to the recent balance patch, and that is none other than Hitme, as I like to call it, aka BRAUM VLADIMIR self-harm Scargrounds mid-range. Yeah, let's go with that. So this is not a new deck. It's built around the Scargrounds, a 3-mana landmark that says when an ally survives damage, you grant it +1 and tough. The big thing here is BRAUM got buffed, ladies and gentlemen, and this buff has a lot of, wait for it, yeah, you know, it's coming, implications. Very, very important implications. Why? Because it having, or BRAUM having 6 health means that it can trade into Poppy on curve and survive, and therefore achieve half of the level up requirement. It seems like 1 health gain on a unit does not change that much, but on a unit with regeneration, it is pretty much double value, if not more, and on BRAUM even more so because it also speeds up the level up as well potentially, because by having a higher health stat, you are able to block into bigger units and therefore get hit for a total of 10 damage or more quicker, because BRAUM likes it rough, and therefore we can get the level up and then just continue to get this insane value through the mighty poor regeneration that we can trigger multiple times because of the structure of our deck. Because we're playing Scargrounds build, we have a full set of Death Lotus and Ice Shard. The reason why we play these cards over stuff like Avalanche or Blighted Ravine is because by limiting our AoE to 1 damage, we make it so that once we have a Scargrounds on the board, we don't have to worry about the health of our units when we start going for these AoE spells. Because even though Avalanche and Blighted Ravine can be very useful, sometimes they can kill your own shit, you know, especially if you're playing stuff like Ruthless Raider. It just doesn't quite mix well. But by playing Death Lotus and Ice Shard, we are able to get the most out of it, deal damage to the opposing board, and empower our units, especially our overwhelmed behemoths like the not only Ruthless Raider, but obviously Scar Mother Brina, aka Angry Woman #2, who is a very potent finisher on this build. We also have a one-off of the Basilisk Bloodseeker, which can do just amazing things with Scar Mother Brina, or even with BRAUM as well. With leveled up BRAUM is actually hilarious, because every ping will translate into a Mighty 4-0. So there's a lot of fun aspects of this deck, and even though we are ultimately a mid-range deck that wins through attacking, because that's actually how we do win the vast majority of the time, we have a lot of interaction in this deck. We have a very high spell density, and the reasoning behind that is because we have units like Crimson Curator that can generate us other units, and because I feel like if we go too linear with our game plan, we're going to get outsped or overpowered by other decks, either aggressive decks or mid-range decks that happen to be biffier in the mid-game. We want to be able to interact with our opponent more, disrupt their plays more, and also set up our synergies better. And that demands us having a high amount of spells, because not only are we playing a full set of Death Lotus and Ice Shard, which is pretty essential to this deck, but we're also playing removal in the form of 3 Sisters. Like I say removal, but it's more like interaction, right? Because we can generate the Flash Freeze, or we can go for a Fury of the North to pump up one of our units. Can be used on the BRAUM offensively as well. But just the +4 health is just really neat, because it allows us to really survive an exchange and potentially take down a unit, and kind of functions like a riposte potentially. And in some very clutch scenarios, we can resort to Entomb to essentially remove a unit for a couple of turns without even triggering last breath effects, which can, like this card allows us to deal with Scion, for example, amongst other things, a little bit better. It's just very flexible, very important for us to have, you know, late game elusive bombs from Demacia Target decks, big overwhelm units, etc., right? We're also playing a couple of copies of Scorched Earth. Normally, I would prefer Nox and Guillotine. It's actually pretty easy to enable in this deck because we have access to a full set of Death Lotus and Ice Shard. The problem is there's just enough landmark decks out there that we can't really ignore that, and we have to be playing Scorched Earth so that we can deal with the Bandletree, for example, so that we can deal with Targon's Peak, which is also a deck that got really popular because of the buff to both the 2-drop Ramper and Aurelian Soul, who automatically levels up with Field of Rush right now. So being able to destroy Targon's Peak can be very important. There's also some people playing Frozen Thralls here and there. So like I said, it's not a metagame environment in which landmarks are hyper prevalent, but there's just enough of them that we're forced to play this, even though Nox and Guillotine can be amazing in matchups like Dragons, for example. On top of that, we have 3 copies of Trochan because this card is busted, and if you're playing Thrall, you're normally playing Trochan, especially if it's a mid-range deck, and in this deck, we benefit tremendously from it, so not much more reason we have to give for that. And we have a couple copies of Whispered Words to mitigate one of our biggest weaknesses as a BRAUM VLADIMIR deck, and that is card draw, right? The combination of this alongside Crimson Curator seems like enough for us to not run out of gas, but you know, when you compare this stuff to like Bandle Tree value, or Bandle City value rather, everything just feels really like amateurish, but we got what we got, and I am a big believer in having to run 2 copies of Whispered Words to make sure that we can keep going at the opponent, especially in those dragged out mid-range wars. And then last but definitely not least, we have a one-off of Might. Might is really, really neat in this deck. We can apply it onto either Tarkas or Vladimir potentially. We can even apply it onto one of our other units that doesn't have Overwhelm but has been buffed up to like the sky and forward with the Scargrounds on the board, and it could be a very, very surprise Omaiwamu Shindaru like finisher, and we resort to that. And I've been playing a lot of games with this deck, and I can definitely assure you that Might is most definitely worth it as a one-off. It's won me so many games that I just cannot live without it at this point. And that's essentially the deck just right there. When it comes to our units, we got Crimson Bloodletter, we have Crimson Curator. Because we have Crimson Curator, we don't need to play the other Crimson units because we can just generate it through him. And him and the Bloodletter are the most important ones. As for our 2-drops, we have Ruthless Raider, which interacts really well with a lot of our pings because of the tough, and already has Overwhelm to begin with, which makes it also a potential nice finisher as well. And Imperial Demolition to burn a little bit and also trigger some of our self-harm synergies, like with BRAUM, for example. And then a one-off of Tarkas that kind of like acts as a 4th Vladimir in a way, and like I mentioned, Scar Mother Verena with Bloodseeker in the end. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the deck that's right there. When it comes to the mulligan, go for the Scargrounds. Unless you're facing a super fast-paced aggro deck like Poppy Ziggs, mulligan aggressively for Scargrounds. Drawing Scargrounds makes a huge difference for this deck, even though drawing the second one feels awful, but it's just how it is, man. It's just how it be. So very important for that. But if you're facing aggressive decks, try to go for your standard curves so you're able to match them on early and not take as much damage. And that's basically all I gotta say. Have a solid day. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. Hope you enjoyed today's games. I think they're pretty damn good. I'm a little bit biased, but I think today's gameplay is spicy. I did a lot of recording and I'm happy with it. So yeah, love ya. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the matches. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, round 1, and I have no idea whatsoever what I'm facing. Maybe some sort of like Sand Soldier tribal with for all your support for combat tricks. that's my guess. I'm gonna go ahead and do a full mulligan because we really want to see Scargrounds in this deck. You gotta mulligan pretty aggressively for it if you don't have it in your opponent, especially if it's a matchup where you feel like you can curve nicely into it. Alright, so Omenhawk. Oh, 1 turn late, but whatever.
Would you look at this place?
I mean, this Death Lotus is looking pretty neat.
Everyone please for the right side. Heroes go hungry. It's nothing personal.
Nice.
These old eyes still see
Far and clear.
In Avarosa's name. For the homestead. the village. Let us get going.
I'm gonna play BRAUM. Not quite the board for my boy Vladimir just yet.
For the Empire.
I'm gonna go Imperial Demolitionist to spawn the Mighty Poro
Glory of Noctis.
and see if I can get an opener on him. I'm looking at that Fury of the North.
The soul wears away like grains of sand.
The buffed up units.
I have the name.
I need the reputation.
Humble yourself. Foolish.
Alright, we get a flash freeze out of him.
It is easy, see?
We're still pushing good damage.
Disintegrate.
Like I'm just trying to. I don't leave this wide open just yet. Though I kind of regret it now. But if this goes through, it's pretty insane. Woo!
Look how we have grown.
We get one extra ping to get a Mighty Poro. Oh man, that's beautiful. I should have played Vladimir, but I wasn't worried about some weird like boomerang tech or something. I'm gonna go with Scorched Earth. I'm going for the kill.
Human.
Lastinat Rene buys me a new sail.
Strengthen their foundations.
Ha! This is fun, yes? Think hard. Think strong.
Could they have more frostbites? I'm worried about an Absolver just sneaking out the win here. I wouldn't have to worry about this if I had Vladimir on the board. Oh, that's such a mistake.
My shield is my show me your best.
I gotta drag this.
Here's your cut. I'm a woman of principle. Mine is kill and get paid.
Stay safe, my friend.
Yeah, I don't know what I was playing around with Vladimir. Like this could actually cost me the game. Okay, I got the Troll Chant though, which allows me to double Death Lotus. Okay, that's actually really important.
I go! I go!
Your path ends here.
Absolver. Oh!
I found my family, my bloodkin.
Not making the same mistake twice. This actually almost cost me the game.
Hello, my darling.
What was I even playing around? I guess you could 3 sisters and 2. I mean, if you had Spirit of the North, if you had 3 sisters, you would go for it. Man, there's no way it would have prevented lethal if I dropped Vladimir there. He had a 3 sisters in hand, but that would have forced an entomb out of him. That was such a big misplay, dude. That was such a misplay. Oh my goodness. Let's go for the drain.
Make it worth my while.
I mean, Vladimir represents lethal without combat engaging, so even if he has frostbites, it doesn't matter. The 3 sisters. Okay, I see what he's doing. Alright. That's clever of him. But this one drain, this one simple drain. What the hell? Okay, I still have no idea what I was facing. I mean, I guess because of the Azir, that's clever. That's an interesting idea, actually. They will endure because of all the sand soldiers. But that one drain from Vladimir seals the deal, baby. GG. Heavily misplayed, though. Heavily misplayed, without a doubt. Let's try to play a little bit better. Darkness. I feel like I always get a darkness matchup in my videos. Low. I'm gonna drop the Crimson Curator. Because I want to find the Scargrounds. Beautiful. Guess my mouse clicking game is weak.
The winter's claw strikes.
I don't want to play my...
I'll take everything.
Come here, short-worthy. No.
I'm gonna be going with this. The hell?
Oh no, you can't move.
It's fine.
Witness true power.
That transfusion is very neat to have. 4 damage. What I have to do now is I have to spread out as much as I can. I mean, 4 damage is too much.
The darkness consumes you.
Fight or die.
I want to play Ruthless Raider first.
Together, Senna, we can rule the world.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that to you, little guy.
The hour approaches.
Let's see what they're made of.
Let's go with an open attack that's randomly lethal first.
Strength through suffer.
I mean, he got a bit greedy here. He better have a follow for this. Come on, duelist. People don't play around combat tricks, man. What the hell? That felt too easy. Like, come on. Guys, respect combat tricks. Alright? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Alright, Banditry. Well, we have Scorched Earth for Banditry, so we just have to deal with their early game. I'm gonna drop Vladimir, I'm gonna drop the card draw. I like BRAUM, and I like Imperial Demolitionist. Scorched Earth is a thing in their deck, so, I mean, we found Scargrounds anyways, right? So mulligan hyper aggressively for Scargrounds, and potentially lowering the quality of your hand, just to fish for the landmark may not be the appropriate approach when facing a matchup like this one. Okay, we found the 2-drop just in time.
This land is ours.
They got Bilgewater and Bandle City. They got Target in the mix as well. We don't really get a good attack with this. We want to hold back, actually benefit from the overwhelm. We can do much better than just 2 damage and trading into one of those. I'm gonna take this damage. I don't mind. I really want to play Scargrounds. If they have Scorched Earth, so be it. If they don't, we're in business.
This requires my largest
Official hut. Poppy's a bit of a nuisance here. Poppy can get out of hand. I don't mind BRAUM. Like, actually, I like BRAUM. Big fan. But yeah, I'm gonna play BRAUM.
Is it the boosters? Who knows?
I have the chance to play Ruthless Raider with Death Lotus backup. I'm gonna pass. Because for whatever reason they're passing back to me and they're missing on the opportunity to just open attack with Poppy.
If they don't break, they'll burn. The few for the many.
Okay, so no Poppy. Alright.
Help is on the way.
Could have Ravenous Luck. Yeah. Just kind of concerned about that.
Stay safe, my friend.
The winter's claw strikes.
May as well. I'm gonna punish them for trying to ping me down. Ravenous Flock, they have all the pings.
Fight or die. Leave nothing standing.
I want to go for the biggest overwhelm attack in the history of Legend of Runeterra. Let's go. Pushing that damage through. Okay, it's at 5. It's still manageable. We haven't drawn Scorched Earth, but we have the chance to do so. Scar Mother Rina, another Overwhelm unit. Bum, bum.
We'll take what we want. The rest will burn.
Beautiful. We're going at it again. Ah, these draws, man. That's the problem with this deck, man. Like, I think I've seen some clever attempts at incorporating some discard, perhaps, to try to, like, benefit from these Scargrounds. Got him. Because it feels bad drawing Scargrounds back to back, you know? But I'm really happy with how I played that one, honestly. Waited on the Overwhelms and then struck hard. That was nice. Lurk. That is a very common archetype right now because it's a really solid answer to dragons. Scorched Earth can actually be useful. Ice Shard as well. Like, this is not a bad hand, to be honest. I'm gonna keep it. Bam, ba-da-dum.
Fight or die. A fight.
That's annoying. Maybe the Scorched Earth was a bit too early to keep. Yeah. Maybe we're just getting trampled here. Yeah, maybe my mulligan wasn't the best. But to be honest, they had a really strong opener. And I just... Like, I need stuff like BRAUM here, and I just don't have it. Yeah, maybe... Like, I wanted to keep Scorched Earth because I could enable some clears, but...
This land is ours.
Now we're just extremely low, very early on. They could already have a pike as well.
We can always rely on you to keep us safe.
I could Ice Shard and then kill this.
The Winter's Claw.
So if they open attack, I have the ability to survive, but barely. Unless they put a Rek'Sai on top. Well, that didn't work out for us. My mulligan should be a little bit better, I think. Poppy Ziggs. I want to keep the Scargrounds, but I was hoping for a bit of an earlier curve. Alright.
They won't get past me. Okay, ready.
Fight or die.
Now where did I leave that beaker?
No one's the wiser.
Ice Shard? No?
Time to bust out some combustion.
I'll do better this time.
we're in a race, and Scargrounds, like, we didn't even have the chance to, like, actually play it. Maybe next round. And maybe we can draw into some setup.
Leave nothing standing.
Have you met my shield?
Trading this into a 2-1 just doesn't feel right. Now we can benefit from the overwhelm and try to find a way to, like I said, race. We're gonna drop them down to 15 if they don't block here, and we're going down to 9. Poker stick face.
It is easy, see?
Man, Vladimir would have been an insane top deck here. I need Vladimir. It's not Vladimir.
Light the fuse.
You are safe with BRAUM.
I've found my family.
My bloodkin. This double, like, this Scarground, like, overdrawing Scargrounds is such a problem. Because you want one, but you don't want any more. That's like the biggest issue with this deck.
War Mason, reporting for duty. Make the Empire proud.
Yeah, I think we're gonna lose this race.
My glory.
I mean, he comes. 1 turn late, though.
Hello, my darling.
1 turn late. If we're dead, we're dead. Okay.
Together we are united. We should be friends.
Want to see what it does?
It's funny how I kept the Scargrounds at the beginning and then I just don't actually have a target for it. Like, I don't have a moment to play it because it's just so fast paced. And then I draw more copies of it. It's just really weird. We gotta end it. Got a might. If you have fast speed lethal, if you have double doxin for war, then so be it. Oh, but you don't! But you don't! I can't believe I won that one. I'm shocked actually. Wow. Dragons Zoe version. Ugh. Jarvan supremacy. Always. Let's actually do a full mulligan because in this matchup we do want to see the Scargrounds and we do have actually time to play. Okay, there we go. Alright, we got part of our late game. Ugh, this is annoying. It's the brick.
Shroud the world in wings. Dragon blood, Demacian heart.
Alright.
Let the blood boil, half dragon.
They get the curve.
I am watching you, dragon.
Is it the boosters?
Who knows? Thick BRAUM.
No mercy.
Okay, what if I Death Lotus here? It's one that's just nowhere near enough. So we're gonna hold back for now. It's easy. See?
I've dressed for the occasion.
In red. Alright, let's see if we can take on dragons after they ramp into their dragons. This is a pretty ideal opener for them.
Let's see what they're made of.
Good luck. Have fun. Show me your best.
Yeah, even if he does have another sharp side, I still survive. Even if he does have a... I could have gone for the transfusion to try to eliminate it, but... Though, okay. Alright.
Witness my true power.
Alright, when you got triple sharp sight, you got triple sharp sight. Okay, so what about Fury of the North? Don't quite kill him or anything.
Think hard. Think strong. How soon Demacia forgets.
I'd never keep my guests waiting.
He's got 4 cards in hand. I have double freezes here. I have more card draw. I just need to play right. And Scar Mother Vryn is a little bit too expensive here. I want to have access to Fury of the North with 3 Sisters as well.
Where can I find a full-bodied red?
We should be friends. Have you met my shield?
I can keep you in the back. Don't need to tech now. He's already played all triple sharp sights. Because he's already played all triple sharp sights.
Show me your best. Ah, this is fun, yes?
I'm gonna sacrifice Vladimir. Like, it's not an exchange that feels great, but getting rid of their Screeching Dragon is one less headache to deal with.
The prophecies ring true.
Okay, so single combat. He's already played triple sharp sight. I can go Wizard. Cycle through my deck.
It is easy, see?
It's a good draw. Playing this Crimson Bloodletter.
Monsters with heart are still monsters.
I have the name. I need the reputation.
Dragon fire! Claw and talon.
Come at me, bro. I'm not worried about Concerted Strike onto Braum because of the tough. Which means this Fury of the North feels relatively safe. Fury is heavyweight. Eddie is pissed. I repeat, Eddie is pissed. Gonna bitch slap that dragon. I believe in you. You got this, bruh. It's a nice pull, too.
The heavens diminish without my attention.
Such majesty.
The winter's claw will purge the weak.
Better than. Even if they have something like a single combat for my Braum, I'm okay with that actually. At this stage of the game, I'm okay with that because I'm trying to push some heavy damage here. And if he single combats Braum, it has to be with the Rolling Soul, which leaves it vulnerable to this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just attack with everything.
Good luck. Have fun.
If you single combat, you are gonna regret it.
Do you see?
Oh, you're still gonna regret it. You're dead. Actually not. I still get a pour out of it, and I still eliminate Rolling Soul. I thought he would be dead, but I guess. It's a big hit, but not quite there. Getting him low, getting rid of Rolling Soul. Oh, in ya, boy! Okay, he's going in. Alright, alright, alright. Pass. Pass. Bitter-dum, bitter-dum, bitter-dum.
Come, Clara, we have much to teach you.
I can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, meet our win condition. The Crimson Disciple! We're gonna make our opponent sweat.
It's just blood.
It's just blood, darling. You're down to one. You give me initiative back, and I got another one of these, and you're dead. Yeah. This puts him on, like, you know, fight or flight mode, and he's just like speeds up his plays here. Beautiful.
You must be Lord Vladimir.
You must be supper. And that's a win. Got him. Woo! Nice. Nice! Beautiful. Oh shit. You know what? This is what I really want to build this. Like, I actually want to build this right now. With the buff to Lux. Tom Kent's Lux is always a... I focus so much on frozen food that... Yeah. Thank you, Stavros, for inspiring me. I'm gonna keep the... I mean, Braum is just kind of awful in this matchup, right? I mean, not necessarily awful, but I definitely would mulligan away to try to fish for a Scargrounds, because the problem with Braum is that Tom Kent just kind of like eats him for free.
If I kill you, I don't fortune, stupid. Where are you?
Yeah, I'll trade these.
I see it.
I have the name.
I need the reputation.
The bloodier the better.
Get a little bit of damage on him. Seems Tommy Boy's coming down here. And I'm not quite ready. Double Crimson Curie into Tarkus would be very nice if we didn't see.
Unleashed.
Everyone bleeds for the right prize.
sure there's something for my tastes. Plenty of room inside.
This land is ours.
I'm gonna play the Ruthless Raider.
Experience grants wisdom and strength.
The Winter's Claw.
Clownfish.
This allows us to push a little bit more damage while also triggering my Crimson Curator. And empowering my unit so that it's harder for them to swallow.
Oh, I don't require a menu.
Like a fish in water.
You small or me big? Let us peruse this establishment's fare.
Who's for supper?
Why, you are my sanguine companion.
I had no idea they had that interaction. I had no idea. Tom Kench Vladimir deck? Does it make sense? I mean, it kind of does, right? In a way.
Close enough.
Who would dance with me?
Closer, friend.
Are you gonna repost me? I assume you have barriers, but they're not really. They can only allow you to trade into that, but that would be pretty catastrophic, and you die otherwise. Like, I understand your play there, buddy, but I don't think that was. Yeah, I don't know if he thought that through. I really want to try this concept though, but I don't think he thought that through. We didn't have much of a game plan going on at first, you know, like we're building our Scargrounds, we're trying to apply pressure, but now this duo here. Yeah, all right.
Kneel before me.
Forcing the block. And getting your boy Eddie back. Eddie's back from the belly! It's a pretty neat combo though. We got some card draw ourselves. And with Crimson Awakener, we can make use of your boy Eddie here. Alright, that does set it up for a nice shirt though. Ah, look who's back. Oh, do I want to play Crimson Awakener now? Okay. Wow. That's totally not nonsense.
You must teach me when you have time.
I'll think about it.
Let's do this.
Look what I found. And no one else?
Sorry for not talking. I'm just really concentrated here. Can I? What do I have to do?
For silver I talked, for gold I feasted.
That was insane. I knew he was gonna get value, but feel the rush. Man, what a high roll.
I'll protect you. I've been hiding my life too long.
I'd never keep my guests waiting.
Remember your lessons?
Teach me again, just to be sure.
Let's see what they're made of.
This is my choice.
First me, then the worms.
This is outrage!
No more holding back. Oh, I can't wait.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Can I RNG this man back? Can I RNG this man back?
Oh, I don't require many.
Oh! 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 Yu-Gi-Oh, baby! I can Hearthstone too, motherfucker!